Johnny Depp. The mystery dinner that stuns everyone inside. His secret night with the enigmatic woman Hollywood. Can't stop talking about Johnny's secret Paris dinner. Whispers started late last night, and by dawn, the entire entertainment world was ablaze. Johnny Depp, the man who once defined mystery, rebellion, and old-school Hollywood charm, has been spotted at a private dinner in Paris. But this wasn't any ordinary outing. Witnesses claim the dinner was deeply romantic, almost cinematic, and that the woman by his side was unlike anyone Johnny's ever been seen with. After months of staying mostly under the radar, working quietly on music and art projects, Depp's sudden public appearance with a stunning mystery woman has reignited fan curiosity and media fascination. The dinner has become the headline of the week, and everyone wants to know, who is she, and what does this mean for Johnny Depp's long-awaited comeback? The night that stopped Paris, according to multiple eyewitnesses, Johnny Depp arrived at Le Loudor, an ultra-exclusive restaurant tucked in the artistic heart of Montmartre, around 8:30 p.m., known for its secrecy and dim candlelight. The venue is a favorite among European elites and artists who crave privacy. Depp entered through a discreet side entrance, wearing his signature layered necklaces, dark hat, vintage boots, and long black coat. His look was effortlessly bohemian, pure Johnny, yet somehow he seemed more grounded, more serene than he has in years. The woman arrived shortly after, stepping out of a black car in a cream silk dress that shimmered softly under the streetlights. Her presence was described as magnetic. One server at the restaurant whispered you could feel the air change when they sat down. People pretended not to stare, but everyone was aware that something rare was happening. Inside the intimate dinner, seated in a private corner away from the main dining area, Depp and the mystery woman reportedly spent nearly 3 hours together. Candles flickered between them as they spoke quietly, laughed often, and even held hands across the table. They weren't hiding, said one source who was present, but they weren't flaunting it either. It was just two people who looked deeply connected, like they understood each other without words. The meal, according to insiders, consisted of French delicacies, lobster risotto, truffle pasta, and a fine Bordeaux from 1999, the kind of wine chosen only for very special occasions. At one point, Depp was seen sketching something on a napkin, perhaps a doodle, perhaps a portrait of his companion. The woman smiled, took the napkin, and tucked it into her purse. It was such a pure moment, said the onlooker. It wasn't about fame or attention. It was personal, intimate, and emotional. Who is the mystery woman? The million-dollar question. Who was she? Early speculation suggests she might be Yulia Vlova, an art historian and cultural curator from Eastern Europe, who's been linked to several of Depp's recent art shows in France. Fans of the actor might recognize the name. She was rumored to have attended his 2024 European music tour and has been seen at several of his artistic events. Others claim she's a Paris-based writer or musician collaborating with Depp on a creative project. Johnny's world now revolves around art, not Hollywood, said one of his longtime friends. So it's not surprising that if he's seeing someone, it's someone from that universe, someone who understands his soul more than his spotlight. Online sleuths have been quick to analyze every photo, every glance. Her delicate features, her vintage jewelry, her easy laughter. Fans are convinced she's the calm after his storm, spark of something real. Observers who saw them together insist that there was no doubt the chemistry was real. They looked like two people lost in their own world, said a guest who watched from a distance. She touched his hand softly. He smiled like a man who hadn't smiled that way in years. It wasn't just a dinner. It felt like a moment of healing. Depp, now 62, has lived through some of the most public heartbreaks in modern celebrity history. The years of court battles, betrayal, and media chaos took a toll not just on his reputation, but on his spirit. To see him smiling again, genuinely smiling, was enough to send fans into tears online. Johnny deserves this peace, one fan tweeted. If she makes him happy, then I'm all for it. It's been years since we've seen him look this alive, wrote another. The dinner wasn't just a social event. It was symbolic. For a man who once said he'd lost faith in love, to sit across from someone and glow the way he did spoke volumes. The restaurant of secrets, the choice of venue, added even more mystery. La Ludor, the Golden Wolf, is known for being the dining spot where artists and intellectuals escape from fame. There are no paparazzi zones, no public access beyond the main gate, and phones are discouraged at the table. It's the kind of place you go when you want to talk about life. Not publicity, said a Paris journalist. Depp choosing that spot means this dinner mattered. Even the menu is known for symbolism. Each course is presented with a short poem card, written by the chef about love, creation, and rebirth. If ever there was a night that mirrored Depp's personal renaissance, this was it. A man reborn since, stepping away from Hollywood's chaos. Johnny Depp has built a quiet but powerful life in France. Between his painting exhibitions, charity work, and music with the Hollywood vampires, he's rediscovered joy and simplicity. He's not chasing the fame anymore, said an insider close to the actor. He's chasing peace, creativity, and truth. He's finally living for himself. Friends have described him as happier than he's been in a decade. He spends mornings painting in his studio, afternoons playing guitar, and evenings walking along the Seine. In many ways, this new dinner sighting represents that a man no longer haunted by his past, but guided by something gentle and real the moment they left around midnight. Depp and his companion reportedly exited the restaurant hand in hand, smiling as they stepped into the cool Paris air. No bodyguards. No chaos. Just laughter and quiet conversation. They walked together toward the river. Away from the noise of the world, one witness described it as something straight out of a movie scene, the kind you don't forget. The woman leaned her head lightly on Depp's shoulder, and he kissed her hand before they disappeared into the night. By morning, the images were everywhere. But the story wasn't about scandal. It was about hope. Social media erupts within hours. Hashtag Johnny Depp dinner mystery was trending across X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Fan pages flooded timelines with screenshots, theories, and heartfelt messages. He finally looks free. That smile, that's a man who found peace again. Whoever she is. Protect her from the chaos. Some users even compared the dinner to Depp's early romantic years, a nostalgic reminder of the man who once wrote poetry on napkins and carried his guitar everywhere. Others called it his comeback, not in film, but in life. Inside sources speak while Depp's team has declined to make any official comment. Insiders close to him have quietly confirmed that he's in a good place emotionally, and that he's spending time with someone who brings balance into his life. One confidant said, "Johnny's not rushing anything. He's cautious, but open." This dinner was important. It meant something real, another insider added. For the first time in years, he's smiling without acting. He's not trying to prove anything anymore. He just wants peace, love, and laughter, and maybe he's finally found it. Hollywood reactive and fellow stars couldn't resist weighing in privately. Some of Depp's closest friends reportedly texted him congratulations, calling the dinner a fresh start. A producer who once worked with him said, "He's survived everything: pain, loss, betrayal, and he's still here, still gentle." That dinner shows he's ready to live again. Others in the industry see this as a metaphor for his larger return, not just to Hollywood, but to the human side of life. Johnny Depp's mystery dinner isn't just about romance, one tabloid columnist wrote. It's the rebirth of an icon. Fans protecting his peace for once. Fans have taken a protective stance. Rather than gossip or judge, the online community has rallied around Depp, urging others to respect his privacy. Let him live quietly. He's earned it. No more drama, just happiness for Johnny. Several fan accounts even launched a campaign called #LetJohnnyBe, encouraging others not to hound the mystery woman or invade Depp's private life. In an age where celebrity moments are devoured instantly, this collective act of kindness feels almost revolutionary. A night of healing and heart, every detail of that dinner, the location, the laughter, the hand-holding, the discreet exit carries the essence of a man rediscovering life after darkness. For those who have followed, Johnny Depp's journey from his early rebellious days in 21 Jump Street to superstardom as Captain Jack Sparrow, to the pain of courtroom headlines, this dinner represents a quiet victory. It's not about movies, fame, or image anymore. It's about the human being underneath it all, the artist. The father, the dreamer who never stopped believing in love, even when the world stopped believing in him. What's next for Johnny Depp, sources say? Depp will soon return to the studio to continue recording new music with his longtime bandmates. He's also reportedly in talks for a European film project that focuses on art and redemption, themes that mirror his real life beautifully.